let's talk about why sketching is more important than you think.
PenMark.
Hello, my name is Pen. I am a freelance digital artist. I do illustration and digital painting. There's a basic mindset that you take when you are making a sketch and trying to explore your ideas. You can use this in any career task you're doing. Today, I've been commissioned for a meme, a Simpsons meme that you might have seen once or twice, and the commission is for Jack, Big Bone Molasses, over on my Patreon, and a good friend of mine. This character being put into the meme situation belongs to Coco Loco, a good friend and patron as well. When establishing my character, which I'm starting here, I'm just using blobs. I'm using circles because circles are probably the easiest thing to draw. A circle, a blob, all you have to do is just move in a rotation pattern. That's easier. You usually have trouble getting started because you're afraid of mistakes. If I'm not sure what to put in this window, it's better to at least put something in this window. I can start putting down lines, look at that and go, is that really what I want? And if that isn't what I want, it's easy to just delete it. But now I've tried something. If you just stare at a blank sheet of paper for too long, you're not gonna know what to do. So I've been on stage and I know that kind of stage fright feeling. It's the same thing when you're looking at a blank sheet of paper and you're not sure how to draw it. Just put something. And if you erase it, good. At least you warmed up. Now your brain's gonna get some momentum. Your first sketches are basically before the dress rehearsal. You're not even wearing costumes yet. You're just trying to figure out, where do you stand on the stage? What do you say? How do you memorize the script? You're doing all of that. Or in music, you're learning the song before you're even ready to perform it. You're just learning it or listening to it. That's essentially what a sketch is. I'm just trying out something and going, okay, is that a little bit better? And I'm testing out lines. And once I start to get an idea of like, okay, that feels like a better angle. I like how there's a lot of sky here. Maybe I want to put all the clouds here, have them get smaller in the distance. The sketch doesn't have to be perfect, but now I can see where the clouds are. And you start to get an idea of the layout. I may look at this and go, you know what? I'm looking at that bottom cloud here. I don't like it. It doesn't fit. So let's change the position. Maybe I want it to be way further down here. And sketching isn't about being perfect. It's not about getting details right on the first try. I can see if I like the look of a bunch of windows here and if all that's looking correct. Maybe I don't have time to draw all the windows, I can just get something down. Because basically, sketching is about eliminating the fear. I'm not too worried about how this little rat looks. I'm just worried about, does he fit well on the page? Because when I zoom out, does that look like he's in the right place? Because maybe I don't quite like him looking that way. Maybe I want him to be on the shoulder looking this way. And so sketching, I don't care if I made multiple lines. I don't care if these blobs aren't perfect. I'm just trying to test out where should things be. And if you're working on paper, you can just literally draw it multiple times and test it out. And then on another sheet of paper, do the final version of it. It's easy to think when you see a blank piece of paper, you're afraid that your first line is going to be a mistake. But that's okay, you can do that. It's why keeping your sketches loose, like that, if you keep your lines loose, now you have a bunch of lines on the page. You don't have to worry about each one individually. You can just look at all these lines and I'm like, well, one of those lines, either this one or maybe the middle one of these will be correct. It solves so many of the problems that you worry about. So be relaxed with your picture, and if your lines are wobbly, if you're afraid that your lines are going to be wobbly, relax and do them fast. If I seem to do them without much effort and I'm just casually drawing lines, it's because I do it a lot. You got to train muscle memory. When someone playing basketball is dribbling, they're not thinking about dribbling because they've done so much practice. It's basically automatic. And that's what I have gotten to with a lot of these lines and making 3D shapes. When I'm doing a head here and starting to add in the ears and figuring out where the eyes will be, I don't usually have to draw the guidelines because my brain is already thinking about those lines automatically. Like here, I'm already visualizing the other part of the circle here and how this eyeball is a little bit further away, so it technically squishes a little bit because of the angle. It looks like it's squishing because the eye is a little bit further away from this eye. So to exaggerate that and really make it look 3D, this eye has a little bit more width than this eye. And I do that automatically because I've drawn so many heads and I've drawn so many 3D circles that stuff like that and making a smile kind of go back here and how close it gets to the nose and tucking this ear behind the cheek, I do all that automatically because of practice. The practice is sketching. So even if you draw on the computer, you should practice on sheets of paper. I keep sketchbooks around my room all the time, and when I'm going out in public, if I'm going to wait anywhere in the car, I bring a sketchbook and I leave it in the car so that when I'm just sitting around in the parking lot, I can draw. And it's a little bit of practice, and maybe I'll get only 5 minutes, but that little 5 minutes helped me jot down some ideas. Maybe I'm bored and I just practice shapes. I'm in the mood for drawing birds, so I draw some birds. And then from there, I get an idea for a dragon. Sketching helps your brain get out of the funk, out of when you're really stuck. So basically, I don't have artist block anymore because I've gotten in the habit of constantly taking ideas in my head, or no ideas, and just putting something on the page anyway. And when you do that enough, you just get used to, I'm stuck, I don't know what to draw. Start putting lines down. And then when you see something, you go, well, I don't like those lines, but you know what I would like? And then you draw something else. So there's literally no failure. Even a terrible first or fifth drawing will still get you somewhere. And so that's the goal, and that's the mentality, the mindset of why I never feel stuck, because I'm always just doing something anyway. Throughout the picture, you'll constantly see that I'm erasing something I've drawn and replace it with something new, because I don't like the way that one part looked, so I redid it. You can do that all the time. And the more you realize that nothing has to stay on the page, you don't have to worry. I have a whole lot of anxiety that messes with my whole life, so learning how to handle it in a controlled environment with just my drawing, thinking that way helps me with all of my other tasks in life. Because I learn, oh, it doesn't matter how perfectly I talk at the grocery store, because if I feel like I said something embarrassing to that cashier, it doesn't matter. Maybe that was just a practice run. I did it that time and I said something silly and then I walked away back to the car and no big deal. Then the next time I have to do grocery shopping, I think back to it and go, okay, wait a minute, what did I do wrong? Oh, I tried to do that one thing. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Now I'm gonna do something different. So thinking like I do when I sketch helps as a frame of reference. I can think back as at the drawing example and go, oh yeah, I can do multiple tries, and each time maybe I'll do a little bit better, or I'll learn what I want. And that applies to then other things in my life. So, oh, I hear my kitty cat. I hear my kitty cat. It's like I have a little baby and I have to babysit her because she won't behave. She's so crazy. I hope that helps you and gives you ideas for your own work. If you like what I do, you can support me in social media down below. Special shout out to all my patrons, especially Joey, Coco Loco over on my Patreon, who has been pledging a whole lot lately. Thank you to everyone who comments, gives me questions, interacts with my art in some way too. So thank you for watching this video. My name is Pen. See you next time. Bye-bye. Everyone, I forgot to add the creature in the background, but with the power of sketching, I can still add him in here. Danger Beast is gonna get you.